This video will present our web page for garbage sorting. This is our final version of the website. And before this, we have a couple of different versions that we did not use. This is the first layout. On the very top of the web page, we clarify the core message. This web page intends to convey like how to sort garbage using the title, subtitle, and picture. Because we also wanted to emphasize the educational meaning, so we add teacher scholar title on it. We use the sidebar layout for users to easily jump from one section to another, and since it is fixed, so it provides a clear layout outline of our content for our user all the time. Under the bit heading is another image source. We want to make the layout fancy. However, after our group discussion and the feedbacks from our peers, the title image of the Teachers College making people confused about our main content. We try to switch to other images like this GIF, but seems not work well. In order to make our topic super clear to our users, we give up all the background image and switch to the simplest version. The main part for the layout is very basic. So I use the division class for the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and make H2 heading 2 element ways to wells. And for the sidebar, I use the hyperlink section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under the division class called site navigation, and I also use the bootstrap. So I use a division class, container, row, column. Yeah, and for the CSS part, I adjust the background color, margin, background position, width, height using CSS by calling the class name. In order to have more interaction with our users, we designed a small activity called Pick the Garbage Sorting Method. So in this part, I use the bootstrap, so container row and column for for putting the element in, and using row justify content center to put the content at the center of the web page, using predefined grid class col 6 to column sizing, and adding a division ID pet container and the class pet, add an image ID cute pig and the class good pig for calling later, and set the default image when user did not make any selection using the source with the link. So for this part, I use select element, since select element can enable it to be associated with the label for accessibility purpose. Each option element should have a value attribute containing the data value to submit to the server when the option is selected. So I use the select element followed by 4 option values, which is wet, dry, harmful, recyclable. So when click recyclable, since I want the image source change when user select different options and the value of the element has been changed, I use the onChange event. On the JavaScript part, in order to easier calling the image source later, I set them with constant. And for the function part, in order to execute code when event detected, I call the event function by using function activity opt event. And if event And for the reference to click the event, I used if event target dot value equal to wet. So when user select the wet option, the document will call the Qt pig ID with the source wet URL image. So this is what's going to happen. So when you select the wet, yeah, the image changed. So for the following four options are the same.
Well, actually, when the task begins, our group members are divided into several parts, and Claire and I are responsible for the general knowledge part. Well, the most difficult and also the most complex point in our work is that we find it very difficult to make our part and the game part into an integral web page, and many bugs appearing in that process. In our previous, the original web page is like this. Well, you can see that it is much more complex than the final one. Because we have so many settings in the CSS part, like the font size, the image size, and the word color, and some settings like that. So we have to debug again and again. One of the inspirations that give us in the debug process is that we have to be much more patient, because once we make a bug disappeared, another new bug appears.
This is Claire. My group member Tianru and I mainly focus on the structure of our garbage sorting webpage. So let's go through the whole webpage. So when you click on the navigation bar, it will lead you to each section. And we made the navigation bar this way in order to let users feel more comfortable and easier to jump back and forth in case they need to revise the content before and in order to finish the challenge. So here is the container, our little cute logo here. And here it is level 1 game. My group member would explain this afterwards detailedly, and we put a content which is the goal and aim of garbage sorting in Shanghai in China, to give users a common sense of what is garbage sorting in China and what is the situation. Here is the learning time. So we divided the garbage into 4 categories, and when users put their mouse below each garbage classification, they would find what exactly those different kinds of garbage contains, and then gain a knowledge about each kind of garbage detailedly, and therefore they can do this cute activity and finish level 2 challenge, which is a classifying bubble tea challenge. And this is our contact us part. So let's go through the coding part. So as I said, we mainly focus on the structure of the web page. So we made a navigation bar and make it interactive by make it clickable, and the title section is here a little bit actually really simple, and after the gaming part, the challenge one, level one game part, we put a container here to insert the content of why garbage sorting to give people common sense, and then we made it a learning time, and to put the image to make the image like clickable, hovering, to add in some interactive elements for our web page. And after the learning time, it is cute pick activity level 2, and this is the email part, contact us. So we made the color like kind of sort of match with the level 2 color, and to add in some visual elements of our web page. Yeah, these are basically what we did. What we mainly focus on, and my other group members would explain the level 1 and level 2 and this cute activity detailedly. Yeah, that's it.
When user open our web page, they will see the game level 1 first. They also can click on the level 1 button in the navigation bar if they want to go to the sections later. So you can see when you click on level 1, it will jump to the sections. So let's take a look at the HTML sections for the game level 1. This is the section for game level 1. So we create a start button with the word cook to sort the garbage, and we also add two background icon, which is this recycle icon and the level 1 icon. The recycle icon is this image div, which has the ID called pick1 and the URL. This is the URL for this pick. After that, we have the choice div. We have four choices. You can see here the choice A, choice B, choice C, choice D. And then we have the timer sections, which is at the bottom right, bottom left. Also, we have the progress bar sections, which is on the bottom right. The last we have is the score container, which is this part. Yeah, this page that will only pop out when the user finish all the questions. And we assign an ID called score container for it. And then let's take a look at the CSS that we add for game level 1. So we have some we add some changes for the font size, the height, the width, the text alien, the